Hello, thank you for joining us out there. Night Guy here. Got a unboxing video for you today. Um, in this particular box, I have a new training tool, training weapon. This is a brand new high polymer plastic training sword. Let's go ahead and start opening it up. We'll get right into it. This is the Cold Steel Training bokken. I mentioned in a previous video where I displayed my new Cold Steel Training Rondo dagger. That though on the channel it's Night Guy. When I was younger, actually, I was a big-time weeb, and I was way more into samurais and ninjas and that sort of thing, mainly from video game and anime influence. Anyhow, my first training tools to reintroduce myself to weapons training was actually the Cold Steel bokkens. Now, I don't know much about formal samurai training. I'm not formally trained in how to use a katana or a bokken or a shinai correctly. You'd have to refer to someone else. I got a good friend that I've been following lately, Vegan Jutsu. He has his own channel. If you get a chance, check him out. He definitely would be someone that I would ask about how to properly use a katana. You should see what this guy could do with some of these draw cuts. As well as if you're into any training or weapons, videos, definitely a great watch. Anyhow, before us we have the Cold Steel bokken, still bagged up. Let's see that fresh in the packaging. Comes with the little Suba guard, little rubber O-ring bushing kind of thing to keep it down all the way to the end. Pretty much shape is almost very similar to standard wooden bokken. I say that I've never been formally trained, and this is correct. I have never been formally trained, but I have done plenty of training with bokkens, wooden bokkens, and the shinai. I believe shinai are made out of bamboo. And in my training with them, we've absolutely smashed them to bits. Previously, over the years, I went through quite a few. What I really like about these Cold Steel training options is just the durability. I'm trying to look for a good access point here. I'm not planning on keeping the plastic anyway, so let me just cut right into it. So I could go ahead and get this piece out. Anyways, back to the durability of these training tools. I feel they're very, very functional. However, the durability kind of goes hand in hand with what I hear is the biggest complaint with using these Cold Steel training tools, these polymer weapons. It's just that they're a little too stiff and rigid sometimes. You know, you could see here, this is a very thick plastic. You take a hit, and this thing just will not quit. I could already tell. Pretty thick on the handle there. Let me see if I can show you for reference. The original Cold Steel training bokken. Here is the more standard sized. You can see this one's definitely way more scuffed up. I already grinded down the point on it so it's a little more rounded, unlike the other one. You can see that, it's still a thick plastic. Let me see if I can get both of the points and frame there, just to show you. Here we have the 2 points, more used point here with a newer point right here. You can see that. Get kind of close there. The bokken is definitely a little thicker a little bit taller, I guess you should say. Thickness, I guess I'd measure this way. You can see it's definitely a much meatier blade on this plastic sword. If I bring it down here, I'm going to go ahead and assemble the Suba ring guard in a bit. Looks like the handles are about the same length. Maybe an inch more on the O bokken than the regular training bokken. However, I don't think you would need much more handle than what you got on both of these. Let me go ahead and get the rest of the unpackaging out there. Trying to get this Suba out of this package. Here it's very tight in there. Got a little letter there, I want to say. Let's see what we got here. All right. Here I have our newest member of the family, new training tool. Here's the Suba ring guard there, little kind of rubbery O-ring seal, I guess you could call it. Same configuration that's already on this one, just bigger scale. Here we have cold steel, world's strongest, sharpest knives. Let me finish opening that. Cold steel, world's strongest, sharpest knives. Suba and retaining ring assembly instructions. Kind of shows you how to put it on there. Easy to read instructions. Nothing on the back there. Brought to you by Cold Steel. So let's go ahead and get that on there. Anyhow, back to training with these polymer weapons. Unfortunately, yes, some of them come out of the box, and oddly enough, this thing has an actual point on it. Which can definitely be plenty dangerous. You jab somebody with that, it doesn't matter if it's plastic, they're going to feel that. So I'm definitely going to take a grinder to that and, get that grinded down, softened up a little bit on the tip there. Let's go ahead and get this on. This part is never my favorite with any of these training weapons. This little rubber seal thing is kind of a pain, but it just slides right over. And once you get it down, you're pretty secure. The one thing I will say that I noticed from training with these, any of the swords that have this configuration where it's a separate piece, that is the guard, with a rubber piece here. Periodically through sparring, you want to readjust this rubber because it will slide up. It's happened already on this one. I don't know if you could see here, but this one took a little bit of a crack. Which, I'm not really complaining about because it still functions really well using it. It taught me a valuable lesson to make sure that as I train, I readjust that. But overall, can't complain. Like I said, I've heard mixed reviews on these. A lot of people bash them, saying they're too heavy or too clunky. Just that they're too dangerous. I'm guessing due to the stiffness. That, when you hit somebody with one of these, they're going to feel it. These are definitely dangerous. I'm pretty confident if I even took a grinder to this rounded portion on this and gave it an edge, it would act similar, very, very similar to a blade. Anyhow, we're not going to do that here. We definitely always try to train safety first. So we definitely use plenty of safety gear and protection. I like using these plastic weapons I've mentioned before, just that they're a little lighter than the steel options. People say these aren't very safe, but I'll tell you, either of these is definitely safer than steel. So, there's that. These in particular, what I will give them is just, pretty much any of the cold steel training weapons I got. The Rondo dagger that I just reviewed had this, similarity to this when it comes to the handle. It's just the aesthetic value is really, really nice on these. These are really nicely designed. It's hard plastic, So yeah, that might dig into your hands. Half the time I'm using gloves anyways. I would not recommend training or sparring without hand protection. But it definitely looks nice. It definitely feels, like a real katana in my hands. Um, yeah, I should actually do a good comparison video. Bring out my real katana and, compare it to one of these side by side. If you want to see a video of that, let me know, guys. But yeah, these are the two. The main focus is really the new big thick one. Show you one last time. Slide it across there. Then line it up to the baby brother there. One a little more worn in. You could see, kind of a difference between new and old. If you want to see more review on this one down here, let me know. This was my first training piece. Anyhow, we're looking forward to giving it a go. We're gonna get out there and do some samurai katana training. Thanks for joining us.